Skye Squad, we are back in the building. Yes, I know, literally, we just finished a live talking about this, but because of the audio and the quality was so bad, y'all know I don't like bad quality, and now I got to do all of this over, but that's fine. We're gonna get this tea out here and talk about it because it needs to be said, okay? We're gonna be talking about Kenya Moore being exposed by Kandi and Don Juan, and then we're also going to talk about Wendy Williams blasting her brother from here to Smithereens, okay? I mean, she literally dragged him up, down, and through the sidewalk, and it was all over the place on the national television, okay? We're going to get into that, but make sure you guys first subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button. And if you have seen the live from earlier, again, I apologize, but I wanted to get this better quality out here for you guys. And let's get into it right now. So a lot of you guys were commenting as we were talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap from last night, earlier on our video from earlier. A lot of you guys were commenting that Don Juan had actually outed Kenya as being the person that did not donate when Kandi had mentioned on the screen last night. She said this. She said, I was a little bit disappointed, something to the effect of this. I was a little bit disappointed because people that I was expecting to give don't really give like that, or didn't really give like that. And I was like, well, who is she talking about? Who is it? Who is this person? It sounded like Kenya Moore because we knew Drew had donated. We knew that Porsha had donated $5,000. We knew that Marlo had donated $5,000. We don't know what Cynthia Bailey donated, but we heard, okay, those other three had donated some coin, okay? I'm not really counting anybody else at this point in time because I assumed that she wasn't really talking about Tanya. She could have been talking about Tanya, but what I do know is now, if you look at that whole, if you look at that speak on it, Don Juan tells it all. And he's like this. He's like, it's funny to me that you can basically pay for an ice sculpture that's going to melt for somebody's engagement party, but you can't donate to these charity activities. You know what I'm saying? He went on to talk about how he donated, how Carmen donated, and how, he was impressed with Porsha donating. And, people that Kandi be riding for, like Kenya Moore, don't donate. And then Kandi even had to agree and basically say, yeah, I mean, not everybody puts their money where their mouth is. And so here's the thing about the situation that, really just takes the situation to another level is that, Kenya Moore was so adamant and so nasty about, Porsha Williams showing up to the event early just so she could get a photo op. She's been very critical and suspicious of her work with Black Lives Matter, basically kind of alluding to the fact, or allegedly alluding to the fact that, this is all a stunt for the show. It just is like, girl, why are you still on this little petty stuff? Why are you still on this little petty stuff? When are we going to move past all of this? So if you're going to be talking all this talk about everybody else, then you also need to be putting that money where your mouth is, right? And again, I said it in the live. Listen, if you're going to be doing that type of talk, I'm going to need you to have donated at least like $10,000, $5,000, $3,500, $1,000, $500 at that. Okay, you could have done $500 because again, I said it earlier too. The moment I saw Marlo handing over that check to Kandi, I would have been on my Cash App. Girl, what's your Cash App? Let me send you over this money right now. Okay, that's what I would have done. And that would have deaded the whole situation. But now, listen, my thing about it is like this. Kandi ain't even mind putting that thing up on her YouTube page because the thing about it is this. It's one thing that Don Juan said while they was filming. She could have taken it out if she wanted to protect her girl, but obviously she was like, you know what, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let the people know exactly who did and who did not donate to this cause, okay? And the crazy thing about it is, it's been months and months and months and months and months since that event happened. Well, not that many months, but enough months for you to have done something about it, made a little extra coin, sold a little more Kenya Moore hair products, and then sent over that little check. You know what I'm saying? Not a little check, but sent over a check. You know what I mean? But that's just me, neither here nor there. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section down below, especially if you did not see the earlier live that we did. Now we got to move on to Wendy Williams, and I'm going to keep it short and brief because we talked at length about this in the last video. But to give you guys the details, here's what's basically going on. Now, you guys may recall on Wendy Williams' show, she did let her know that unfortunately her mother had passed. Okay, y'all remember that? And she made it seem like it, and no, she didn't make it seem. She said it was weeks ago that it happened, right? Well, then the brother get on the YouTube and he talking about how it's just certain things that he don't understand. And he got and all of these, issues with family members that he don't understand. And why Wendy Williams didn't come to the mama funeral. What? So this went live and this went viral this past weekend. And I was like, and I said it earlier, I did not want to comment on that because again, I feel like this, and I said this earlier too. You cannot control how people grieve, right? Everybody grieves differently, and grief manifests itself in different ways. And not to mention, you know, it tears families apart. Things like this tears families apart. I've seen it happen myself. I've seen it within my own family. It is just something that nobody knows how to process this. And because as a result of it, everyone's life has changed. So you can't really judge people for how they react to certain things. And then you can't really judge the person for not understanding how somebody else don't understand how they reacting to something, right? So that's clearly the case with the brother. He don't understand how she processing it. And so he's hurt by that. And now she's striking back because she blasted him to smithereens on her show today. Yes, smithereens. The smither to the reens, down to the bottom. She, again, I said it, or she took that hand and she reached down to the depths of the earth and she pulled up the dirtiest, grimiest piece of mud and she flung it at him on national television. This is what she had to say, in case you don't believe me. Let me go over it. Side note, thank you to Mountain Kitty for letting me know that this whole situation was going down. It was so much happening earlier today, but we got to talk about this because, you know, we love us some Wendy Williams around here, even when she do something that we think is crazy, okay? So anyway, she said this. Tommy, that's her brother. Tommy, let me tell you something right now. All you are is my brother. You better stop talking about me the way you're talking because now it's dripping into my comment page. I wasn't searching for Tommy. I was simply looking about how people felt about last week's shows or the dresses or the guests we had on. We do a nice production here. I'm minding my own WendyShow.com business and I'm seeing comments about your brother doesn't like you or you better watch your brat because your brother's on one. Wendy, I can't believe you're this kind of person. He's pegging me to be a person that I am not. Honey, you don't want me to start pegging you to be the type of person that you are. With full-blown receipts, I could fill the audience with receipts with the leftovers all the way around the block. You are my brother. Let's keep it that way. If you want to talk on the internet, you talk the things that you know about yourself. You don't want to talk about the things that I know about you, for sure. By the way, do you like my dress, Tommy? He would like a dress like this. That's enough about that. My mother's watching. Mommy, you know I know better. Then she says, I love my family. I'm forced to love one. Do you know that I have better feelings for my ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, than I do for my own brother? Now, you know that's saying something. Good morning, Kevin. I'm just saying. But based on what you all have read, clap if you're with me. Don't you start Googling him until after the show is over, okay? Then she said, but he's all over. He's got a blog for this, a blog for that, and then one where he needs Jesus. He goes all kumbaya, then goes back to the hot grease in the coffin and the arguing with people and talking about me. She then says, there is nothing that you can say about me that I have either haven't already said in my 35 plus years that you've been jealous of me holding this microphone or that you won't find out the rest in full totality on January 30th on Lifetime. And you know she had to plug that documentary and that biopic, okay? She says, you don't expect your family to be your enemy. My family now is. Daddy, calm down. You know these feelings. He's the one who pushed the button. She says, I don't believe that I'm actually voicing my opinion. I've been holding back for years. Oh, years. But had no reason to say anything because what's to say? But now I'm seeing he's saying things. And then she ended with this one parting line. She says, you and your wife better get your life before I get it for you. Okay? I said, well, Lord have the mercy on that. And I'm going to tell you like this. Two wrongs don't make a right in this situation. He was definitely wrong for airing out whatever he was feeling at the time, right? You know, and again, people have the ability to say and do what they want to do on the internet, but it is my advice to people out there and to you, the viewer. You know, again, I say face your problems. Don't Facebook your problems. Listen, we don't need you to get online and to talk about the things that you are going through. That's what you talk to your friends, your family, and your therapist for. But these people on the internet, don't be spreading your business like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that because, you know, you're at a vulnerable state at the moment. And some of these things that you could be saying could be used against you later unless you are absolutely prepared for that. And in this case, it was a bit too much. And to be quite honest with you, the world didn't need to know that Wendy did not go to her mother's funeral unless she wanted us to know that. So he was wrong for that. But she was also wrong for biting back in the way that she did on national television, going off on her brother like that. I don't care how mad you are at your family members, but it is no need to drag them from here to, again, Smithereens for the sake of what? You promoting your documentary? You promoting the biopic? We're going to see all that in the show anyway. And you notice that she did end up promoting that biopic and that documentary as she was going through all this. So the woman is smart, okay? There's some smarts going on here, okay? Because all of this was made into a plug for all of that. Now, we was already going to be watching, but now we're going to be watching double time, okay? But again, I feel like they both wrong in this situation, and I hope that they take this thing offline because honestly, again, like I say, this is about grief. This is something bigger than the both of them right now because obviously they're both missing their mom. And I hope that they take this offline for the sake of their dad and the rest of their family and the children and all that good stuff because they don't deserve what is going to happen if they continue to air out their dirty laundry. But that's just my thoughts on this. Let me know what your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.